We unpack the hard truths about mental health, dissect trending topics, and challenge the stereotypes and stigmas holding us back. From navigating the 6 dimensions of wellness to redefining social norms, this is more than a discussion. It's a revolution in how we care for our minds and souls. Ready for bold, honest conversations that spark change? Let's dive in. It's time for real talk with real impact.
Well, hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another impactful conversation on Girl Talk Mental Health. And as we dive into powerful conversations on how to cultivate more joy, more peace, and more purpose in everyday life. And I am your host, Virginia Dale Manning. Today we are having a special edition. It's a special birthday edition about conversations about how you can love life that you live. Of course, you're probably wondering, birthday edition? Whose birthday is it? Well, mine's, of course. I'm 53 today, and I have a very special guest here with me today, and her name is RaeShawn Thompson, and she will be sharing her personal journey and insights on how you can start living your life with intention and love. She's an educator, she's passionate about living her best life, and she's here to have this birthday experience with me so that we can give you the tips and tools that you need because it's still February, it's still a month of love, the love you live, and we want to end it with a special edition to help you to continue on your journey for loving the life that you live. So let's welcome our special guest, RaeShawn Thompson. So welcome, RaeShawn Thompson to Girl Talk Mental Health, where we dive into some serious, impactful conversations. And you have a very impactful personal situation that you experienced a couple of months ago. But before we dive into some of those details, let the audience know a little bit about who you are.
Well, like she said, my name is RaeShawn Thompson. I'm 29 years young. I had a life changing experience, a car accident, November 9th, 2024, where I almost lost my life, and it definitely changed my life. I am an art teacher of middle schoolers. I also am studying to be a therapist. I'm also a God fearing woman. That is real. You heard the thunder? That let you know.
Oh, you have some bad weather going on over that way.
No, that let you know that I'm God fearing woman. That thunder came right after I said that.
Okay, so are you ready to dive into this powerful conversation so our audience could get some tips and tools how to love the life that they live?
Yes, and happy birthday
All
before we
right,
start.
thank you. I'm like you, 29 years young. I'm 53 years young, and I love it, and I am happy about the life that I'm living right now as well. So here's the first question. You gave us a little bit of insight about the experience you've had over the past couple of months that kind of impacted, your viewpoint of life. So tell us, how have that experience, the car accident you had November 9th, how has that made you appreciate life more?
It made me appreciate life more because well, I was unconscious for 3 days, so it made me appreciate my family and friends and just supporters. Period. Like people in general, godly people in general. Like my support system. It made me appreciate where I am in life, and it also made me appreciate just the simple things in life as well.
Okay. And so, what and how has that changed your view of life? Because, when you go through traumatic experiences, life changing experiences, near death experiences, and you have to kind of like um, all of a sudden cut off the life that you were living and your lens and everything that you knew And so, how has that impacted or changed how you view life?
So I view life differently. As far as just like what like how I feel like things, how I let things influence me. Pretty much, I spilled some coffee. It's just a totally, oh, this is just going to ruin my whole day. Now, now I just view it as okay. I even spill coffee on. Like sometimes you have to view things and not in a negative way, but turn it into a positive. So that's one way my life has been changed. I try to turn my negatives into positives. I also try to keep the people and people that are on the same path as me. I also try to, if I'm having a bad day, I try to think about good things that I'm grateful for, or try to think about what's next ahead in my life that's positive.
Some good tips. I hope y'all taking notes. So that kind of piggybacks off of the next question uh, of insight and impact about what because many people do struggle with traumatic experiences, and sometimes people
Mhm.
feel like mental health is only about depression or relationships, or if you have a problem in your job, or something about depression or anxiety, or bipolar schizophrenia. But you can also have an impact on your mental health and your mental wellness, like what you had from a traumatic experience that you were not even expecting or thinking would ever happen in your life. So many people experience that. But what are three actionable ways they can cultivate more love and fulfillment in their everyday lives?
So one way the audience can cultivate more love and fulfillment in their everyday lives is um, think about things that you're grateful for. Another way is by um, choosing your battles,
That's
and
good.
then another way is by standing your ground. For example, uh, if you don't want to listen to somebody saying stuff that you don't like, that negative, that you don't want, you just don't want to hear. It's not your day to hear negative things. Um, Stand your ground. Let them know that you don't want to hear those things, and you just maybe later you want to talk about it. You can come back to it, but right now it's not the time. So basically, standing your ground. Stuff like that.
Well, during your ordeal, because you were in the hospital for a while, weren't you? How long were you in the hospital?
I was in the hospital for 2 months, and now I am currently just trying to heal. Still, I still have some wounds that need to be healed, and I'm still not able to walk yet.
Yet,
So
yes.
that's something that I'm looking forward to. That's like a actionable thing that I'm excited for in the future.
So how do you balance that? Like, because it's easy to to get in a state of depression, or be anxious to start walking again, or depressed because you can't walk. So how do you balance that to make sure that you're always, first of all, putting God first and your spiritual life first, but also embracing the love that you have to offset the negatives that you also experience?
So how do I embrace that?
Yes.
So whew, I feel like I had a struggle for 2 months. So I just embracing those challenges, right? Um I just take it for what it is. So basically what I'm saying is if I have something challenging in my life, some things you cannot change. So if it's something that I can't change, I'm not going to entertain it, and it is what it is. If I can change it, and if it's worth being changed, then I'm going to try to take the right steps to change it. Like you said, with walking, I can change that. I can set up my mind and my heart and pray about walking. That's something that can change. It takes time, but it can change. But I cannot change somebody else not being able to walk. Like you gonna have to figure it out. I'm here for you, but I can't stress over somebody else's um inability to do something. Like if you're not ready to change, don't bring it to me.
Right.
So
In
yeah, I
other
just focus
words,
on things that I can change.
yeah, in other words, focus on the things that you can change and the things that you cannot change. Don't let them put you in a state of hopelessness or feeling like you don't have any way to come out of a traumatic situation. So that's a good tip. Keeping your focus on what you can change and not focusing or using your energy to come out of your own tragic situation to focus on things that you cannot change. Those are some good nuggets. So this conversation has been powerful and we're just getting started. But I want you to be aware of, next month is March, and March is going to be all about the Good Night series, where we'll explore how better rest and mindfulness and nighttime routines can transform your mental health. And before we get into the second segment with RaeShawn Thompson, giving us her personal experience of how a traumatic experience has caused her to focus more on how you love the life that you live. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we will be right back with the second half with RaeShawn Thompson.
Welcome to the Girl Talk Mental Health. Do you ever feel like you're running on empty? Stuck in the same cycle? Or just trying to keep it all together? You're not alone. Stress, depression, burnout, and self-doubt are real, but they don't have to control your life. Imagine feeling empowered, balanced, and truly at peace. At Girl Talk Mental Health, we're diving deep into the real conversations that help you heal, grow, and thrive. From breaking stigmas to actionable strategies, we're here to empower you to take back control of your mental wellness and reclaim your time, your energy, and your joy. Follow us now for expert insights, uplifting conversations, and the tools you need to transform your life. It's time for real talk with real impact. Girl Talk Mental Health. Real conversations, real change. Follow us today at Virginia Dalmanning.
Okay, so we are back. Now, who's ready to dive more into how you can love the life you live? And we have RaeShawn Thompson here. She is sharing a this is very personal experience that she had, related to a traumatic experience in a car accident that kind of transformed the way she has to view life and how she loves life totally differently now. So, let's continue with this conversation because I know that this is impacting someone today. It's impacting your family, your friends, and if it is, share it. And if you don't think it's impacting someone, still share it because you just never know who this powerful conversation is for. So, you ready, RaeShawn, for the second half? Let's
I
go.
am ready.
This special birthday edition, right? We should have had our party hats on. We should have been ready for, whoop, whoop. We got something going on later, but right now we have to feed the audience and get them to transform their mindset about how they love the life that they live. So listen to this. This is something that's very powerful. So how does prioritizing mental health play a role in living the life you live?
In
Loving
loving the
the
life
life
you
you
live.
live.
Um, Ooh, it plays a big role in living the life you live, because how are you gonna live your life if your mind isn't right, if your mental health isn't right? You're not gonna think right. Everything is gonna bother you. You're just not gonna enjoy life. So it's very important that you prioritize your mental health. You first in living your life. I know that some people depend on, oh, my boyfriend or my sister. They help me love the life you live, but ultimately you come here alone, you leave here alone. So it's mainly about how you handle your mental health.
So from the personal perspective, because with you telling your personal journey and your personal um, experience that you've had through your traumatic car wreck, do you think that was very instrumental, just you having your own perspective? Or do you think if you didn't have the support system that you had, or the nurses, the doctors, who, those other people that kind of motivated you a little bit, is there a balance, or does one weigh heavier than the other?
As far as doctors and myself,
Yeah,
or family and myself.
your personal drive, your personal love of life. How does that experience um, change or influence the influence that you get from other people to help you with your journey in life?
Oh wow. Well, a lot of people influence me. And then I have a lot of people who don't know that they influenced me, but they still did. Like I call them the bad nurses. So like even people who weren't prepared to handle me, um, they still had an impact on my life. I think everybody that you come across have an impact on your life. That's why they say you never never know how somebody day is going. You don't know. So sometimes I would have a nurse who maybe not having a good day, and I would talk to them and ask them questions maybe, or just have small talk, and they would treat me differently. They would come in more happier and ready to take care of me. And then they have some nurses who was already ready to go. They didn't need to be prepared. They didn't need to be talked to, and they just helped me realize how important it is to just walk into anything with a positive spirit and a positive attitude, and you can transform the room just by you having a good attitude.
That's good. So give us just one practice that has personally transformed your own well-being. One practice that you have, or you've done, or you've learned since your traumatic car accident, that has personally transformed your own mental well-being.
One thing that has transformed my personal well-being is making sure people respect my boundaries. Yeah, because at first, before this accident happened to me, I just used to like call people or answer the phone for people, and I used to hear them talk bad about life all day. And so I wouldn't say, "Oh, this is not my day," or "Oh, I don't want to hear," or anything like. Or if somebody asked me to do something, I'll probably try to do it, even if I didn't want to do it. So now I just believe in respecting my boundaries, mainly because kind of to check on your last question, um, mainly because and going to respect your boundaries. So now now I just make sure if I don't want to hear something, or if something that I don't want to participate in, I'm going to say no, because it's not part of what I want to do or what I believe in. Or if I need somebody to respect my boundaries, or anything like that, and they're not respecting my boundaries, I just you could just not be part of what they have going on. It's simple.
Yeah, that's good. That's some good information. Well, what I really appreciate you, showing up today. And before we end our segment, you know, there's something that I give to every guest and something for the guest to share, and it's called our spotlight question. So, are you ready for the spotlight question? All right, we wanted to get this spotlight question in. So, the spotlight question is, what's one mindset shift or action you believe could transform how we approach mental health and wellness in our daily lives? And the reason why we have this spotlight question is because we want, all guests to know that we are sincere about, what we give to them and what they have implemented to us. So if you want to know what RaeShawn Thompson's spotlight question is, then we want you to go to our YouTube page. We want you to connect with us on social media at Girl Talk Mental Health, and then we will give you the spotlight of RaeShawn's transformation through her traumatic experience and how she learned to live the life that she loves the most, and to give, just to give the love that you live. And that's very important in today's society. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of Girl Talk Mental Health. We will see you next week for another powerful and impactful episode of Girl Talk Mental Health. Be blessed.
Welcome to the Girl Talk Mental Health. Do you ever feel like you're running on empty? Stuck in the same cycle? Or just trying to keep it all together? You're not alone. Stress, depression, burnout, and self-doubt are real, but they don't have to control your life. Imagine feeling empowered, balanced, and truly at peace. At Girl Talk Mental Health, we're diving deep into the real conversations that help you heal, grow, and thrive. From breaking stigmas to actionable strategies, we're here to empower you to take back control of your mental wellness and reclaim your time, your energy, and your joy. Follow us now for expert insights, uplifting conversations, and the tools you need to transform your life. It's time for a real talk with real impact. Girl Talk Mental Health. Real conversations, real change. Follow us today at Virginia Dalmanning.